Sean, we need to be extra nice to Jason when he comes in today.
What's happening?
Well, I mean, he had one, oh, Jason,
Yes.
here's a song for you that will help you get through what happened this weekend.
Hey, I totally expected it.
You know, it was sung by B.B. King. It's Every Day I Have the Blues. But you all had one assignment. I said, you defeated us. Could you please just win out the rest? What happened?
Well, as a lifelong Aggie, so far, we always have the game we win, and then we have the game that was like a letdown. So, like for instance, if we beat Texas at the end of this season, we're gonna lose our bowl game. It's just that's what happens after almost every big win we've
So
ever.
you all have to time it. Do we want to win the big game or do we want to win?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I'd rather beat Texas than anybody else. I'd rather go 1-9 and just beat Texas.
Oh, wow. Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? We're going to be with you.
There we go. Because yeah, you're gonna need us to beat them.
We need, but I can still see the playoffs in our future,
Mhm.
but oh my God, we have Bama this weekend.
Well, Bama's not what Bama used to be.
Yeah, but our defense is not what
Not
it used to be.
either. Everybody in the SEC is a little off this year.
I'm like,
It's
do we
because-
want to be in the playoffs or not?
And it's the first year of the playoffs, so it's
Mhm.
gonna be. I mean, but I'd hate to see the first playoffs named Oregon or somebody like win, or Ohio State, God forbid. Because if that happens,
Oh, then we will have to contend with Daryl.
true.
I'm like, your mascot is a Buckeye. Come on.
I still don't understand that.
All right, and John Young has a client on the docket. Let me mute us for one moment. So if you see John Young, so attorneys, if you see John Young, encourage him to go home and then help him with any cases he may have. If that's the reason he's staying.
I see walking. I see anything walking.
I don't know. They told him he couldn't even carry his briefcase. So someone is here carrying his briefcase for him. Mhm.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
No.
Deputy Laura, is somebody going to go along the river walk to see who's there? Ashley. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
what's
Alexandra?
Alexandra?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
come around this way for a second? All right, everyone, it's 9 a.m. I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Someone's going to jury trial today. So we're going to have a jury lined up outside shortly. Jenny Tim. Richard Casanova, custody. Steve Chavaria, Omero Sanchez, Jenny Rodriguez, Enoch Segundo.
Council's President, Your Honor, he's an inmate.
Thank you. Delatilo Montoya Arenas, Joseph Kruger, Eduardo Reyes, custody. John Michael Garza.
Present with counsel, Your Honor.
Thank you. Dominique Nicholson, custody. Raymond Alejandro. Good morning. John Michael Garza. Selena Lamone, custody. Freddie Gallardo.
Guajardo.
Guajardo. Guajardo. All right, I'm gonna make it happen. Cristobal Gomez has been reset for November 18th. Juan Arambala. John Hayes, Arturo Compost. Thank you. Juan Ramos, custody. Jesse Arriaga.
Present with counsel, Your Honor.
Thank you. Amanda Mahula.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Willie Cunningham. Willie J. Cunningham. Zayden Ali. Zayden O. Ali. Alex Mielsek. Juan Aribi.
Hearing by Zoom.
Okay. For Juan Aribi?
Yes.
All right. Crystal Molina. Jordan Davis. Daniel Guerrero. Brennan Short.
Judge, he's in federal custody.
All right. All right, there should be no one on the front row unless you're late. Domingo Rodriguez, custody. Hassan Kadir. Good morning. Isidor Aridia,
Heredia.
custody. Thank you. I'm working on my R's. That's going to be my birthday gift to myself. I'm going to work on my Spanish R's. Marco Calindres, custody. Derkin Davey. Roberto Andrade. Edgar Aguilar, custody. Sarah Gutierrez. Thank you. Arita Maldonado. Catherine Aguilar, custody. Ortillo Espinoza Ruiz. Darren Johnson.
Present, Judge Boyd.
Thank you. Curtis Wilson, custody. Mariah Lopez, custody. Kevin Wright, custody. Elisa Hernandez, custody. Thank you. Is there anyone who's present and your name was not called or you came in late? Anyone? All right, and you need to remove your hat? Yes. Oh, your hair is beautiful. I always tell people, you know, beautiful. All right. But if you feel more comfortable with your hat on, you can wear it, but your hair is beautiful, okay? You're welcome. All right, everyone. Oh, they're with you? Okay, thank you. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. Please follow these rules because as you can see, this is a Monday. We want this Monday to be a great day because guess what? We're currently alive, so that's something to be happy about. So in order for this machine to run smoothly, sympathetically, empathetically, and humanely, everyone needs to follow these rules. Attorneys, listen to me carefully. If you have a client who's in custody, request that your client be brought out by the deputy. Your client needs to be brought out, whether you're getting a reset or not. So there's no need to talk to the coordinator, the clerk, but I'm just getting a reset because you don't know if I'm going to give you one or not. Number two, once you requested your client, do not leave the courtroom. We have a limited number of deputies. We have a lot of inmates, and for security reasons, only so many inmates can be in the box per deputy. So if you leave after requesting your inmate, you're being selfish to your colleagues. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, we will need an interpreter, whether you speak the language or not. Again, ask the clerk or the coordinator, let them know you need an interpreter. Once you've requested an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom because we have a limited number of interpreters. Do not approach the clerk. Do not approach the coordinator for a reset or a continuance or to be excused. I'm the only person who can do that. The court reporter is here. I say this all the time, but for my birthday, this is what I want, or should I say birth month, because I celebrate the entire month, as everyone should do. This is what I want you all to give me for my birthday. When we are on the record, do not approach the clerk or the coordinator, and do not stand behind the court reporter. Do not talk in the box behind the court reporter because it makes it difficult for her to hear. And please do not gather around the court reporter and place your items on her desk. Can you imagine if you're at your office and somebody just starts standing around you and talking around you? It doesn't feel great. So that's what I would like for my birthday, for everyone to follow those rules. Someone is going to jury trial today. So if you're working out an agreement, it needs to be done today, and it needs to be done with haste because we're calling up a panel and someone is going to jury trial today. Criminal Trial Division, they are there with their files. Family Violence are with their files there. Here's another birthday gift I'm asking you for. If you all could please, because flu season, pneumonia season is on the uptick, if you'll just grab your file and place it on the desk, they're going to call you in the order of appearance. Just put it down there, have a seat instead of everybody rushing around the attorneys. Just do that. Guess what? Everybody has somewhere else to be. Everybody has something that's super important in their life. But if we do this, then we can move along swiftly and easily. All right? So I know everybody's going to give me those birthday gifts. I thank you in advance. Everyone, please confer.
Client house, as soon as she comes out, we're ready. Lisa Hernandez.
All right, and Deputy Laura, could you bring out John Young's client?
Brennan Short. I think he was the very last person called today. Brennan Short. I think he was the last one on the docket.
Yes, sir. I don't know.
Okay, I'll ask.
Could I see the file on Catherine Aguilar, please? Yes. All right. All right, Brennan Short.
Judge, he's in federal custody. May we approach this?
Yes.
Tell me when you're ready, Your Honor.
Oh, I am ready.
Judge, the state has made me an offer this morning on Mr. Short. He's serving a very long sentence in federal custody. I don't know if the court would entertain bringing him back in absentia for a plea. I don't.
We can do that. I don't think they do Zoom. Normally, are they doing Zoom in federal? Yeah, they won't do Zoom. So if there is no objections, but you have to have the appropriate paperwork for him to plead in absentia.
Right. Right. So I guess. But if we can't do Zoom, then what are our alternatives? Just bring them
We
back
can
here?
have him bench warrant it back.
Or,
I've requested it back already, Judge, through ours, and then I think also through, I don't know if we had to do it through. Okay, so I have an email, a note that I did request it from our clerk,
Okay.
and so it should have been requested the last time you were here. I don't know. when
but
that
he's
was,
still
but-
where he's at. So.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this. Let's recall it in December. And if he's here sooner than that, we
Sure.
can let you know, we can bring him back sooner.
But if he
So-
gets here sooner, Judge, I'm gonna come to court and ask for a date, so.
All right. So y'all want to try for December 9th?
That's fine, Judge.
That's fine.
All right, Norma, on Brennan Short, we're gonna put him down for December 9th.
Appreciate you.
And can you check with the jail to see what the status is on his return? All right,
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll send you.
If you get something on that, let me know. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, Pat.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, could you all do an acknowledgement of discovery if that hasn't been done?
Yes,
Uh,
I'll find
Okay,
Jason, you're good.
Tony, could you do an acknowledgement of discovery on Brennan Short?
Yes, ma'am, I'll do it right now.
All right, thank you.
I think they took me for coffee.
She's here.
They give it to us, but they're gonna take it away.
Go home, man. Half full, half empty. I don't even have a glass. Did you have brothers or sisters?
Yeah, two brothers.
Okay, well, when we were young, this joke would go around, but so we didn't have any money.
Mhm.
So we would like pick up soda bottles or whatever
We
we
did
could
that too, yeah.
and to share a soda.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So we would take them to this candy store
Mhm.
and get a soda.
Mhm.
And we'd say, well, half and half.
Mhm.
And so I said, well, if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I drank the whole thing. My brother said, Ed, what? We were supposed to split half and half. I said, yeah, but my half is on the bottom.
Oh, that's funny.
You said you were gonna.
But yeah, it's a shame that they don't have that anymore. But yeah, we would get the bottles and you could take them and get money for
You
it.
get 2 cents for most soda bottles and 3 if they were like 16 ounces or bigger. Like I forget what they were then, Mountain Dew or lemon.
Oh, and then we used to always see you would get more money if it was in New York. We're like, why can't we be in New York?
But, man, if you had a penny or two in your pocket after that, and you could buy some candy, you would have.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's all you had.
Oh, yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah. but
The younger people will never know.
wouldn't even understand it.
No.
They wouldn't understand it.
Oh, we
were
love
looking
that.
for soda bottles and trash in the
Mhm.
street just to buy a piece of penny candy.
Yeah. It's exciting because you felt like you were getting something for free,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hey, good morning, Your Honor.
good morning.
Didn't want to.
Hmm.
You
Yes,
usually don't cut it.
yeah,
Okay.
got them.
I just wanted to inform the court, just want to get shot. I'm gonna put you in the court reporter.
Oh, sure. All right, Joe Ramos. Good morning. All right, so just one moment. State family violence, is there a special division that handles the online solicitation?
I do believe that would be special crimes, Your Honor, but I could look up the case here and let you know.
All right, it's Joe Ramos. I'm gonna take care of this, but I want the rec prosecutor down. All right, so just have a seat and we'll take it up. Yes.
Just wanted to try to get ahead of things. We have the RC Curtis matter set in December,
Yes.
and I wanted to. Brennan is the court reporter when we went in with the trial. I know there were exhibits already admitted.
All right, if you'll talk to Ms. Ferguson.
Yeah, right. When was it, like Thursday? Yes, please. That'd be wonderful. I know, look at you. You're like, yay.
No, I don't.
Let me text it.
I got a present on your birthday. They did dismiss Douglas Stevens.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for your efforts.
Sure. Now, that case, I don't know why it kept hanging around. I'm like,
And Duke.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know, that's why I say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, the law is the law.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was a very, very interesting case.
So, yep, it was. So what I'm assuming that just will.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just a motion to withdraw. She just wanted me to bring that to your attention. She didn't know if she needed to get.
Well, if they're gonna stand in for the prosecutor, then we can go forward on it.
Okay.
All right.
So everybody's.
All right, Catherine Aguilar.
She's still downstairs, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, why do I have this on Elisa Hernandez?
She's out here, Your Honor.
Ah, thank you. All right, let me know whenever you're ready. Oh, all right, Elisa Hernandez. Hello,
No, thanks.
how are you doing today? All right, let me just pull up your case. All right, so Ms. Abrams, this is Elisa Hernandez. Where are we on the evaluations?
Judge, as reported to the court last week, she has an appointment on 11/26 to complete the Tacoma part of the mental health evaluation.
Mhm.
So that's where we are, Judge, and that's with the Center for Healthcare Services.
Okay.
That's on 11/26.
All right, so I wanted you brought over, and I'd like to do these updates because I don't want people to be lost. Sometimes the ball gets dropped, right?
Yeah.
So they're telling me that the final evaluation you have will be on November 26th. And I'm just trying to make sure you get to the right place you're supposed to be so that you'll be able to successfully complete this.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, counsel, I'll recall it for after that date so that we can make sure that that was completed and we can find out what they deem is the best placement for her.
Right.
So, Vashawn, when do you want to bring it back?
Due to that week being a holiday, I would ask that we either bring it back on the 5th or the 9th.
All right, council, the 5th or the 9th?
5.
All right, so we're gonna bring you back on December 5th to make sure all the testing is done. They should have the results in and we'll have a placement for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any other questions? All right, thank you so much for your patience.
Just keep working hard, okay? Just keep doing your job. All right. Let me take these. Okay.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
birthday.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good day, Jay.
Thank you, you too.
Number 5. We both do a mild evaluation, and we do a day evaluation. I thought we don't think it was a domestic violence. Because this one relationship. Supervisors alive, short circuit.
That's a good start.
All right, Joe Ramos. And who's the prosecutor who will take this motion to withdraw it?
Your Honor, I did email this unit to see if they would like you to stand in for them. I just haven't received a response back.
All right, then just give us 2 more minutes. Thank you. Raymond Alejandro.
It is 6 probation, so we're agreeing to probation.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Yes.
We're just coming to announce for trial
All right, we'll have a jury up here at 11.
at 11. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, and Matthew, on this case, there's only 1 count, correct?
Actually, it's
And is your client eligible or no?
According to the indictment, yes, if it's
Okay,
going to be proven as far as the facts that I see, probably not.
okay. All right, I just wanted to know because sometimes I don't know all of the facts of the case.
Yes.
So,
So, but according to the indictment, yes, he could be.
okay. All right then. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go back and I know everything. Try that. Thank you so much. Also, yeah, you could,
Joe Ramos, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, how's it going?
Good. I see you have all the flowers for your birthday, for your birth month.
Yeah,
I have a client on Zoom apparently that is one, I'm here for Carol, one Uribe.
let me give you the Zoom link because he's not on.
Oh, he's not, okay.
Yeah.
Cause I think he has been approved for pretrial diversion, but I think you wanted him to appear, so he's
Yes.
on, Zoom. Okay.
And if you'll have them pull his file too.
Okay, and then where do I get the Zoom link?
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh,
right
okay,
now.
okay. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so you want me to log on too with him and
Oh, you can just stand here and
Okay.
just have him zoom in and I'll give him his
Okay.
reset.
let me make sure that he knows there's no password or anything?
No.
to get on? Okay. We'll go do that real quick.
Hi. Hi, you're here.
Yes.
All right, John Ramos.
It's Joe.
Oh, Joe, I'm so sorry. The paperclip was hiding it and I just made assumptions, which I tell people, never make assumptions. All right, court is calling CM 113971, State of Texas versus Joe Maria Ramos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Kristen Mulliner,
Defense.
Shannon Kite-Powell.
And are you Mr. Ramos?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Ramos, your your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
All right, do you have any objections to your attorney withdrawing from this case?
No.
All right, state, do you have any objections to the motion to withdraw?
No.
All right, the motion to withdraw will be granted. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Ramos, do you need an attorney appointed to represent you, or are you going to hire one?
I'm gonna hire.
All right, how much time do you need to hire an attorney?
Not sure.
All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to recall this for Norma. If you can recall this for December 9th. All right. So that gives you more than a month to hire an attorney. You'll need to come in on that date with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then you're excused. All right, thank you. Yes, thank you for coming down. Good to see you.
That's good, that'd be large judge.
All right, thank you. Just give me one moment. Stand right there. Just give me a second, okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hello, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Your attorney has medical issues, so we're gonna have to reset your case. And we're gonna reset your case for 2 weeks. Norma, if you'll recall this case, we're gonna recall it for November 21st. If your attorney is able to come in before that, we'll bring you back, okay?
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I actually spoke to him yesterday, so I was just anticipating this.
Okay, all right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Catherine Aguilar. All right, could I see Amanda Moula?
Mr. Ross? Hopkins, time for attendant, and I need to email.
Hello.
Hello.
So anyway, the state has filed a motion to dismiss your case. They're saying they're dismissing it because of missing witness. So I don't know anything about the facts of your case, but whatever brought you here, if there's some anger issues, is there something else going on in this case? You need to correct that. Otherwise, you'll be back here. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you, Your
welcome.
Honor. The excuse.
Yes.
Take care, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, got a seat. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
It's like that, it's just like. Really, that she- this is the first one I asked her, is sorry, tell she- Because the Christmas. No. It goes in waves, right? You know, when you want it all the time and you're not in that. You too?
Hey, Norma, was Gomez on the docket this morning? Joe?
It was supposed to be after that meeting.
Oh, no problem.
I just added him for today.
Okay.
I reset it for the night.
All righty.
Welcome to our world. We're not. He doesn't want to just get up. Yeah. Oh my goodness, like he's big. He's a justice or what?
Thank you.
Mario Vargas. Hi.
Here in Madison off of Docket matter. We were set on last Thursday for probation hearing. I think to address restitution, I was
Yes.
sick in bed and I called Norma.
Yes.
And she said she'd let me know. It got reset for this Thursday where I have a CLE, all day CLE, so I didn't know if we could, if you would be able to entertain it on this Wednesday or any day next week.
All right. Should I do that for an Aggie? I don't know. You know, you disappoint me. First you break our hearts
And then.
and
go to
then you
South
don't.
Carolina.
Yeah, I'm like,
And they were tough.
yeah. All right. So which date are you asking for?
Any day next week, I guess oh, we do have court Monday, right? Or Veterans Day? We off Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can do it the 12th
12.
or the 14th.
How about the 14th?
All right.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you very, very much.
you're welcome. Let me put it in the system. And you'll notify your
I
client?
will. I know right now. Would you like me to take the file to the clerks or she'll?
Oh, just 1 second. I have to put it in the system. So what CLE do you all have?
It's a 2-day DWI CLE at the Minger, Stewart.
Oh, okay, stop by.
Yeah.
If we're not in trial, which, you know,
Maybe.
we're probably gonna be in trial.
Four courts of trials, something like
LSU Bama, is that this weekend? Is that this Saturday
Mhm.
in Tuscaloosa?
We'll see what happens. We still have a chance to be in the playoffs, so we shall see. And Norma, anybody who's remaining, they're gonna come back on Thursday.
Yes.
Making sure on the back. No.
Yeah. You're lower. No, keep it quarterly came in. Yes. And I don't know.
Hello.
Hello, I'll process it this way.
Okay, sure.
Unless we were here last Thursday,
Mhm.
you, Miss Monique Williams and myself.
Yes,
They withdrew the MTR. We discussed we're going to the CPS office for supervised visits.
yes.
You said to bring you a order. I got you the whole motion with the address and.
Okay,
Monique's not with me, but
okay. No, that's fine. State family violence.
actually it's not a family violence case.
It's not?
There-
Well, I mean, but, all right.
Yeah,
Jason.
they were present last time and.
Yes, I
they had-
know.
They had no. We were here last Thursday. You guys withdrew her into on Monique. Well, discussing the matter with the judge further. She's got supervised visits with her children at CPS. The judge wanted me to bring an order, information, which is a veteran still. It's the address, date, time, every Wednesday, hour and a half.
I mean, so she's remaining on GPS.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just asking
she's
for permission to
from
go
the-
to CPS.
To go into the CPS, there's an
Okay.
address, yeah.
Just-
Just for supervised visits.
If that's the case, we go to the actual CPS. I mean, we're not opposed to that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. But the police. Because your female victim is allegedly makes threats with a will kill your baby. The baby died the same day as assault. And you're complaining as bro.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just put this in the system.
Sure. No, it should have been e-filed this morning, but
Okay. Oh, you know, it gets lost.
I know. I had my secretary do it this morning. And we're still on for the 18th.
Yes.
This one, introduce it. This one, make it easier to play. Yeah, but.
In about less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
Today the
yeah.
4th, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll be celebrating tomorrow.
All right. So if you'll make sure the clerks get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're signed.
Yes.
And my secretary e-filed it, but she just put them in the computer too. Okay. Just a random page. Hmm? Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Monica,
Isidor Heredia.
Monica Guerrero represented a guy who was in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
The whole time at the jail, all through trial, they make accommodations for wheelchair. Jury gives him the rest of his life in prison. He goes into Sally Port and faults runner.
Except for, I'm telling you, it was straight out of a soap opera, right?
I mean, it was a scheme he planned all along.
Yeah.
And
It took commitment.
yeah, yeah. And they caught him over at the sushi ushi.
Ah, Zushi.
Is he, yeah, somewhere like that.
Oh,
The
oh.
sushi place.
Yeah.
Monica goes, well, somebody, man, that's not my guy. My guy's in a wheelchair.
Kelly, I think your guy is present on Zoom.
Yes, okay.
Who is he?
Juan Uribe.
Can I see the file on Juan Uribe, please? And Norma, I need a date for PTD. All right, Mr. Uribe, you need to
Yes,
show
ma'am.
your video.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. All right, we're gonna bring you back on December 5th. You can appear by Zoom, all right?
December 5th?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and you can appear by Zoom.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge. You're welcome. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Oh, maybe. All right, are the parties ready on Arabia?
Yes, Judge.
Who's the prosecutor on Isidor Aridia? All right. All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 6568, State of Texas versus Isidor Aridia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Your hand, Your Honor.
Defense.
Suzanne Kramer for Mr. Heredia.
And are you Mr. Aridia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're here for sentencing. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
And the TAP evaluation, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to either state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No.
All right, you applied for deferred adjudication. You entered a plea of no contest on September 17th. According to your plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 15 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and the state is opposed to your application. Are there any witnesses from either side? State?
No, state.
Defense?
No, Judge.
All right, so it's just argument?
Yes, Judge.
All right, state you're opposed. I'll hear your argument.
Yes, Your Honor, because of the previous record and also the issues.
All right, defense.
Yes, Judge. He has been to prison once before. It was back in 2017 for an assault deadly weapon, as you can see from the report. One of the good things I saw when I was going through this PSI, which you don't normally see, is that he is very motivated for treatment, full-on safety. If you read the facts of this case, because of his drug and alcohol, primarily drugs, but some alcohol use on this particular day, he really does not remember the offense. His birthday was the next day. That's also the anniversary date of his grandmother's death, who he was very close to. He does live and would live with his grandfather, should you see fit to give him deferred. I know that it's an ask because he's been to prison once before. His misdemeanor history is, he's got, I think, a DWI conviction, I think maybe an assault married conviction from a while ago. But you know, if he goes to safety, that's like a good 9-month hit of intensive treatment that I think would serve him much better than going to prison, where he's not, even if he did therapeutic community, it's not going to do him as well. And clearly he needs, he's never really gotten any help from the system. He just went to prison on that ag assault. Looks like he did get deferred initially, but he wasn't really getting any kind of help. And I have talked to him. He has always accepted responsibility for this offense. He never did want a trial. He knew that he did wrong, which I think is shows that we might be able to actually get him the help that he needs so that he can get his life together. He goes to prison again. I'm not so sure he's going to get out, and with any of the help he needs, it's going to be just, I think, setting himself up to fail. Is there anything you would like to let the judge know?
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Go ahead, Arbia.
All right, what would you like to say?
I mean, I know I messed up, Your Honor. I understand that, but I mean, I already been to prison. I feel like if I go back, that's really just not gonna do anything but help me. It's just really gonna send me in a spiral. I mean, when I was on probation, I never got any help that I needed. I always wanted help. I struggled with doing drugs. When I lost my grandmother on my birthday, that kind of hurt. And then soon after, I lost my little brother who I initially grew up with. So it kind of sent me in a spiral. And then in prison time, I lost my son to CPS because the mother of my child was on drugs and didn't really want to try to get my son back. So that really hurt him. And the only support that I have is my mother, my father, and a good friend. He's still by my side no matter what. He's just encouraging me every day to do good and wants to see me do good. But I never had any type of help. I would really appreciate if I can get any type of help.
So you're telling me when you were on deferred adjudication, they didn't give you any help? Because according to what I'm reading from the criminal history, you were on deferred adjudication for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There was a motion to revoke file. Now, I'm making assumptions. Usually when there's a motion to revoke that's filed, that means that they're alleging that you violated some conditions. And whatever condition you violate, they are supposed to address that if they're continuing to address that. For example, if there's a drug issue, then they'll address it by giving you drug rehab. If there is an anger issue, they'll address it by giving you a class on anger management. So you're telling me none of that was done?
No, I was on class doing a BIP bad intervention program class.
Mhm.
And for them alternating my days of class, which kind of gave me a revoke.
So you're saying they gave you BIP?
Yeah.
So this aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that was against a relative or a family member? All right, and then you had the possession less than 28 grams. You were given deferred adjudication for that. And you were revoked. So you're telling me in all the time that you were on probation in those two instances, nobody offered you any help?
On the bad, and when I was on probation for the 6 years, they were supposed to send me to ISF, but due to COVID, they never sent me to none of those.
Okay.
And just as an aside, Judge, he's only, I think,
Oh, well, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Do you have any questions for him?
Yeah.
State, do you have any questions? All right. So-
he's 28 now. So when all of these other offenses were happening, looks like it to be about 8 to 10 years ago, he was very young. And it really didn't have any, probably the emotional or the brain development to really have taken advantage of whatever he might have been able to take advantage of. But he's older now, much more mature, looking at 30. And I think he would take this seriously. Of course, you know, if you so chose to give him deferred and he goes to safety and he doesn't comply with their rules, back he comes and you can obviously send him to prison then, but I would like to see if maybe we could give him that chance.
All right, so here's my question. My understanding, your attorney is saying that you were going through some things. So according to the facts of this case, you're offering to buy an item for someone, is that correct?
I don't recall, but if it says yes.
No, I mean, it's saying that somebody set up to buy an item. I don't know if this was on offer up or whatever it was on, but the person arrives to sell his item and then a weapon is pulled on them. It was agreed that the purchase price would be $500. And then you pretended to reach in your pocket for money to pay. And then instead you pulled out a knife and pressed it to the victim's ribs and told the victim you were going to steal the phone. And then you had the wherewithal to change, I guess, I'm from the 70s where you had CBs and stuff. So you changed your handle from what it previously was to the P word. So, I mean, you had the wherewithal, even though, you know, you're saying you had drug-induced issues, you still had the wherewithal to go in and change your account name and everything. And you had the wherewithal to reach out to someone to make a plan to buy an item from them and then set up a place to meet. But you're saying all of this was in a drug-induced haze?
Yes, sir.
Do you see how that sounds?
I see how it sounds. Well, at the time I was doing Xanax, and Xanax, when I do them, it was causing blackouts in and out. So I really don't remember.
And then see the thing for you not to remember, because you're telling me you're not remembering. Obviously something happened that made you remember because you went in to change your name, your handle from where this person, from where you had previously reached out to this person.
And Judge, of course, I'm not a psychologist,
Yes.
obviously by any stretch. But I mean, you know, over all of the years, I think while there, if he's in a drug induced and he can't remember anything later, I don't think that necessarily means that at the time he wasn't able to function and, obviously do what he did. He
Mhm.
just doesn't recall it later once the drugs and the alcohol were off.
Okay, all right. Thanks for explaining that. I appreciate that. All right. I just don't think you're appropriate candidate for deferred adjudication. So I'm not going to grant your application. I'm going to find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. I'll ask for the therapeutic community because of your history. They may not place you in that. I have no authority to force them to place you there, but I do know if you don't ask for it, they definitely will not do it. I'll put in the judgment therapeutic community.
Thank you, Judge.
There's to be no contact with Daniel Anthony Guevara, Guebara. And just one moment. All right, now let's speak to time. According to the plea bargain agreement, it's cap of 15. States you're asking for 15. All right, defense.
Well, of course, Judge, I'm going to be asking for less than that. I think he went 6 years on the last stint, possibly. So I was telling him that I would ask you if you would possibly be willing to consider 8. Should you not be willing to grant the deferred?
All right. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 15 years in the prison. I'll give you credit for any time served. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. This is what I want you to understand. I take no joy in sending anyone to prison. I am still hopeful that you will do well. I know that 15 years is a lot of time. Any day that you spend in custody, even if it's an hour, it's a lot of time. I understand that. But you're going to have to change your ways, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself spending the rest of your life at the prison. And when you look at your history, if you pick up a new case, people are going to see that history, and your minimum is 25 years. And the law is the law. However, if you end up going to prison for 30 years, when it comes time for you to go to parole, they're going to look at your criminal history, and they may be inclined to let you sit there for the full 30 years. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's still a chance for you to improve yourself, to get your life together. So while you're at the prison, there are plenty of programs that are there for you. Read, get an education. They will give you an education for free. If you don't have your GED, get your GED. Work on improving yourself and do not become institutionalized. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Maybe be excused.
Yes. Deputy Laura, what page is Herrera on?
You're on page 6 at the bottom.
All right, thank you. Kevin Wright.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Right, so my understanding, you all are requesting jury trial, correct?
That is correct.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 days.
All right, I need a jury trial setting, criminal trial division, 2 to 3 days. Yes. All right, so you're gonna come back on December 2nd for jury trial. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something other than what you have, you'll need to speak with your attorney and do a clothing exchange. Do you understand? All right, and state on this case, do you have a acknowledgement of discovery? Has that been completed?
Judge, I have a special setting on the 175th on that date.
All right, we'll see what happens.
It's a murder case, so. I don't think it's all right. Discovery, yeah.
All right, so if you all can get an acknowledgement of discovery done, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Edgar Aguilar. All right, could I have the interpreter call? Darren Johnson. Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
All right, we're gonna get you a jury trial date.
Yeah.
How long do you expect this trial to last?
Probably 4 days, Your Honor.
4 days? All right, we shall see. All right, Norma, Darren Johnson recalled for December 2nd for jury trial. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Judge Boyd,
All right.
have a pleasant birthday.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you. You always dress appropriately for court. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Judge.
that. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Excused.
Once you sign the reset form, just have a seat and your attorney will bring the form to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
You ready for something? Would you mind pulling General Tim's file?
Hey, we just need a Spanish interpreter. Thank you. Maybe not. Let's fit it down. Okay. Yes.
Jenny Tim? Who's the attorney for Jenny Tim? All right, come forward.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
All right, where are we on discovery?
Unclear, Your Honor. We are getting blood test records from Texas PPS that were sent in September of this year. I asked Texas PPS if they would update us on the documents that we furnished and I responded.
All right. Ms. Ferguson? Recall this for December 5th for discovery. Tim? All right, once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes. December 5th. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Right there, just move over one.
What's the date? Yes.
Deputy Law, what page is Darren Johnson on? Yes. All right, thank you.
Fine, Mr.
I'm sorry, I was in naughty bird, but I produced a result. We have a bird. And like a line of 5 people deep to the client that had the baby in the hallway. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Really? Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna approach the judge on this.
I was just reporting to you. I'm gonna put Segundo. Yeah, yeah. Over the keyboard and then. Not Segundo, it's gonna be 12 months each other. It's in the middle, but I'm still preparing paperwork. Okay.
Just want to let you know if it's not.
All right, so Mr. Chavarria, we may possibly have that deal off in place on this. He would like a quick 7 minutes. So I just need to know if I do that before I post.
All right, Steve Chavarria.
Yes, Your Honor. You want Mr. Chavarria to come up?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Chavarria.
All right. Yes.
All right, Your Honor, today we had the setting, I believe, on our last setting on this case. You gave us a little bit of time for me to further review the discovery. There's 81 videos in this. I have reviewed all 81 videos in this matter.
Awesome.
Thank you. Few things that are missing in this that I have discussed with the state. However, they have put out an offer, and I believe on our last setting, you said, well, because this is such an older case that you would give him a very limited time for him to consider any offer. I will say that he is strongly considering the offer that the state has put out there, but he doesn't want to make a decision on this today. So
okay,
defense is fine with a very, very short reset on this, Judge. We don't need a whole lot of time, maybe even just a week.
All right. Yes.
The discovery issue that I need to investigate part of that. 2024-0009-465. A witness states that Mr. Javaria left the location with 2 weapons, but whoever made that statement is not specified, and I need to try to learn who that is. 2024-007367. There may or may not go ahead or an officer initiated an attempt to know Mr. Javaria, and if there is, it needs to be produced, and if there isn't, I would like to know why it is.
All right, your plea deadline date is November 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
All right, maybe we be excused.
Yes. Norma, this is Steve Chavarria, plea deadline date, November 12th. You're welcome.
All right.
All right, is the interpreter here yet? All right, Edgar Aguilar. All right, come forward. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello, good morning. So on this case, we need a jury trial date.
Correct.
Was the sanity evaluation?
Everything is good to go. He's been advised with immigration. The only thing is he's not dressed for trial.
Okay, all right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 days.
3 days.
All right, we'll come back on December 2nd. You'll be brought over, dressed for trial in whatever attire you have at the jail. If you wish to be dressed in something different, You'll need to speak to your attorney and do a clothing exchange. If there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see if we can help expedite that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, in this case, has the acknowledgement of discoveries been completed?
It probably has in the past. I'm not sure. Would that be in the court's file?
No, I don't have it in mind.
Okay, we can do another one.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you.
Discovery.
All right, awesome. Okay.
Maybe, let me know.
But I will.
All right, thank you. All right, are the parties ready on Domitilo Montoya Arenas? Good morning. All right, you can have your client come up.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And is this an application for deferred?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, probation, this is an application. Court is calling 2024 CR 010935 State versus Domitilo Montoya Arenas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Efrain Torres Jr. for Mr. Domitilo Montejo Arenas.
And are you Mr. Arenas?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Catalina Delgado, Your Honor.
All right, so guys, please don't talk behind the court reporter. Just ask the deputy to move you down to the other end. We're off the record. My birthday has been ruined. People didn't follow the rules. Nathaniel, I'm shocked at you. It's heartbreaking. All right, we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. We're gonna start it all over. Everybody's following the rules. We're back on the record. Could you state your name for the record?
My name is Catalina Delgado, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Arenas, all the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
Fluent, Your Honor.
Sí. I know you do, but do you do?
I do.
All right. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
We did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Arenas, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That is a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did
Yes.
you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Arenas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a US citizen?
No.
Counsel, have you had a chance to consult with your client the impact this plea will have on his immigration status?
Judge, he actually spoke to an independent immigration attorney judge who actually visited him at the jail. He actually has his plea letter right here with him. He understands that he could potentially be put into deportation proceedings and potentially be deported. It's still his wish to move forward with his plea. And so he is aware of full range of consequences in regards to taking this plea.
All right, Mr. Arenas, did you understand by entering into this plea bargain agreement that you will be deported?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
Yes.
And did you have ample opportunity to speak with an immigration attorney?
Yes.
And are you here legally?
No.
All right, court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did y'all review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney?
Yes.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be as part of the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 40 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Carlos Sanchez, anger management, TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, state offers states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. So, question, why should I accept this offer? Where is the complainant?
Your Honor, this time the state has not had contact with the complainant.
All right, and it appears that both parties involved are not citizens. From reading the report, that's what it seems to be to the court.
Correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
So are you telling me you're probably not going to be able to get in touch with the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. All right. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine if there's no objection to proceed with sentencing.
No objection.
That will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. You're not allowed to re-enter the United States. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be an ice hole or something.
I think there currently is one.
All right. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. It appears that Carlos Sanchez is his nephew.
Correct.
So I'll do a no contact order with Carlos Sanchez. If he appears in the United States and wishes to address that, he can. So there'll be no contact with Carlos Sanchez. I'll do anger management. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Probation. I don't expect Mr. Arenas to be back in the United States. So if he is arrested for arriving back in the United States, then that will be a violation of his probation. So there are no other conditions for me to add unless there is something you wish to have added. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Yes. Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You
Thank
may
you,
be
Anna.
excused.
Please.
One of them get a signature and the other. Does he have to sign both?
You have beautiful flowers, your
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You know, me too.
Judge, may I approach on?
Just give me a moment. I have to do
Sure.
double duty now. I
Okay,
have to
yes.
put notes in.
Okay. No, I'm just. Okay.
Which one are you writing on?
Derkin and Davey.
Yeah.
All right, who do you have?
I have Alex Miasek.
All right, yes.
I guess, Judge, he is set for, I think a plea deadline was, I think today.
Yes.
I was gonna ask for just a few more weeks because the state did send some other discovery on some at-large cases that we are just reviewing and have not had a chance to review yet.
Okay, is he here today?
He's here, yeah.
All right, Mr. Miasek. Come
We are
forward.
leaning towards the plea on this one, but we want to make sure we have all of our bases covered on watching all of the, looking at all the other discovery in it.
All right, so I am going to recall this for November 14th. That will be your final chance to enter into a plea deadline date. Do you understand? All right, thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Ms. Ferguson, Miasek is coming back on the 14th. State, that's the final plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Team ready. Let me just leave it there. He's an inmate, right here, whenever you get a chance. And it's for, state jail, no act. Thank you.
All right, who's here on Derkin Davey? And Deputy Laura, what page is Miasek on? Oh, all right, thank you.
Miasek? You just walked out.
All right, you may want to probably text. Let's see. Just one moment. All right. We're here on a violation report.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what are you all going to be asking for before we go on the record? All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling NIMAG number 755-032, State of Texas versus Derkin Davey. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Monica Anna Guerrero for Derkin Davey.
All right, so we're here on a violation report. This is the 6th violation report, and it has to do with skipped retests. All right. So it's obvious to the court, he is with outpatient treatment.
Yes,
With lifetime.
outpatient with lifetime.
Obviously, he needs inpatient treatment. The state is asking for a bond increase. You want to address that?
We don't think a bond increase will address Mr. Davey's addiction. I would agree he does need more help. He is on track with his AA meetings every single day with outpatient. He says he's on the phone 2 to 3 times a week, around 3 hours. He's really addressing his alcohol problem, but it's a process and it's a problem, and he's making the steps. He admits that he has made this mistake. He fully
No, I mean, he's making bad choices.
had choices.
So here's the thing. Either his bond is getting increased or he's going into inpatient treatment with lifetime recovery.
Okay.
So,
We
Yes.
have discussed that possibility. My personal recommendation or request to the court was going to be to add a scram to him as an additional measure to what he's already doing. But if the court is requiring inpatient, I talked to Mr. Davey, he's not saying no to it. His concern is he is a sole provider for his family. His wife just had back surgery on October the 15th. So that puts them in a situation where the family does not have any income coming in. But on the alternative, Mr. Davey does not want to go to jail where he's not going to receive any help with his
right,
alcohol
so he
addiction.
has 2 choices because this is the 6th violation report and all his violations have to do with alcohol. And what the court has done is the court has slowly addressed, well, not slowly, but the court has addressed each violation. And I didn't immediately start with inpatient treatment. I started with outpatient treatment and it's not helping. So that tells me he needs something more. So what I would suggest is that someone gets on the phone and call Lifetime Recovery and see how long it would take them to process him into their inpatient treatment program.
Okay.
So this is me trying to help you, Mr. Davey, and also protect the public. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just remain in the courtroom. Your attorney is going to call Lifetime Recovery
Yes.
and we will see if they're able to accept you. They should be. So if you'll call them immediately and we'll recess this for now and we'll see what the response is.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's perfect.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. You always do though.
It's going to apply for PT. It's, yes. Yes. So they'll be applying for PB. And then yeah, I guess we'll go through that.
All right, who's here on Enoch Segundo? And probation, there are no applications if you come down. Court is calling 2024 CR 008843, State of Texas versus Enoch Segundo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Victoria Cruz on behalf of Raymond Martinez.
And are you Mr. Segundo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any objections to this attorney standing in for Raymond Martinez? Right, counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, defense is satisfied.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Everyone, please whisper. Whisper like you're spies. All right. Did you review the pretrial, I'm sorry, the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you weigh the reading of the indictment?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney?
Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Segundo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications. The state is taking in consideration 735-048, 735-049, night mag number 763361. And there's to be restitution, if any, to Chloe Rocha. That's CLOE. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor. If we may speak to anything under the line, whenever Your Honor is ready.
Thank you. And state, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, there's to be no contact with Chloe Rocha. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
No objection from defense.
All right, and state before you're excused, would you like to address the no contact order? All right, thank you. You may be excused. Mr. Segundo, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
And you wish to speak to the no contact order?
Your Honor, I misspoke, actually. I would like to request that defendant be allowed to have a restitution hearing, if any, as part of his requirements. I saw that restitution to the complainant is owed. That's fine. I'm just requesting a hearing to determine the amount beforehand.
Okay.
And if defendant could have credit for time served, we have 217 days on the system now, and that's all.
All right, and who is Viviano Segundo Senior?
My brother.
And who is Juan Antonio Segunda III?
Juan,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, that's my grandpa.
Okay. All right. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Taking consideration 735-048, 735-049. There's to be no contact with Chloe Rocha. And restitution, if any. If you wish to have a restitution hearing, if the amount is something that you deem inappropriate, you can just request it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, this whole thing that you're involved with, that could have turned sideways so quickly where you could have been killed, your brother or whoever is with you could have been killed. Do you have any children?
No.
All right, so you shouldn't even be thinking about that yet, because you have to get your life in order. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Unless you want to spend the rest of your life wearing orange in prison with somebody telling you something to do every single day, you better change your life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Not to distract.
Yeah.
All right, who's here on Juan Ramos? All right.
Ramos?
The state has indicated they tendered a dismissal.
All right, if I could have that.
I'm sorry. We can call them back, Judge. There was another prosecutor that stepped out to cause the dismissal.
Okay. All right, sure. When you're ready, just bring it forward.
It'll be just a minute.
And state, do you have the dismissal on NIGhtMax 763361? All right.
Here, sorry. Those are, I have the two misdemeanors in there also.
Mhm.
I think we're already taken care of.
Okay.
So I just to be safe, I was gonna go ahead and get it done.
All
Thank you,
right.
Judge.
Thank you. Who's here on Roberto Andrade?
That one guy there and I missed it. There you go.
All right. How long do y'all expect this jury trial to last?
We might have a resolution. Maybe the
Okay.
state wants to speak to that.
Three days. Was like 3 seconds. That's large cases that I was like, students should have fire out. And it's part of
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, recall this for November 14th. And it's for disposition, otherwise it's going to be a jury trial.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No. Sarah.
No. Other ones I'm done with, I'm just stacking them up there. Hello, hi, thank you. Okay, what page is Andrade on? All right, thank you.
November 14th.
Yes. All right, who's here with the interpreter on Brian Maldonado or Rita? All right. How long is this jury trial going to last? All right, Norm, I need a jury trial date, criminal trial division. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just 1 second.
Well, she is getting set up, Your Honor.
Can I
A
take it from
jury
you?
trial date not necessary. Mr. Maldonado,
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date, PTD.
I think it's December 5th.
All right, we'll be back on December 5th. Make sure that everything is signed and filled out by that time. All right, is there anything else?
Stay, Your Honor.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right.
December 5th, I
Yes.
have a docket call for a jury docket, a trial site, excuse me, in Travis County.
All right, you can appear by Zoom,
Okay, thank you.
but your client will need to be here.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, once he signs the recess form, he's excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
There's one more case, Your Honor.
All right, let me call that. Norma, what page is Maldonado on?
Okay,
All right, thank you. And who is the other person who needs the interpreter?
it's Compost. Yes.
All right, if he'll come forward, please. I don't have that file. I'm sorry, what's the name?
Arturo Campos Toledo, Your Honor. House number, if you need it. Yeah, do you have that file?
Yes,
Your Honor.
we're fixing up the paperwork.
We approach before we get on record for this piece.
Sure.
Your Honor, we do have this impact statement. I would just ask for, please don't grab out of the upstairs.
Oh, sure. They haven't even entered their plea yet. So you'll have time.
Judge, can you give us a moment because we have families, both family sides are here. We have to like move on.
Okay, sure. All right. We're not ready on this case yet.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Would you like him to take your headset off?
Yes, if you'll just have a seat. Sarah Gutierrez. And Sarah Elizabeth Gutierrez.
Sorry about that, Judge.
No problem.
Had a quick chat with Ms. Gutierrez before tonight.
So who is the prosecutor on this?
The CTD or Mr. Edelman.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date.
December 2nd.
All right, your jury trial date is going to be December 2nd. Plea deadline dates have expired. Court will not accept any plea bargain agreements with that good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
I mean, here's the thing. I want to make sure that you understand.
I mean, I don't have a choice, so I
Yes.
guess I have to.
It's because we were in the midst of that conversation, Judge, before coming in, but I'll explain to Ms. Gutierrez because there's been a bit of a change, so I'll keep her updated for sure.
All right, so you said December when, Norma? All right, so your jury trial date is going to be December 2nd. And thank you. You always dress appropriately for court. I appreciate that. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused, okay?
Great.
And I'll contact that. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry. Yes. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis. Hello. Hello. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. So is this going to be a jury trial?
Yes, Judge, I talked to my client. There was a plea offer on the state's file. My client has rejected it.
It's going to be a lot of noise. Okay, go for it.
He's rejected it, Your Honor, and we're requesting a jury trial.
All right, how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
2 days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, 2-day jury trial date. All right, December 2nd, once you sign the reset form, you will be excused.
Judge, I have a vacation later on that day.
You really want to go on vacation and not spend it with us? All right, Norm, I need another date. He has a vacation letter on file.
I'll talk to Ms. Ferguson about the dates, Your Honor.
Oh, give us a date, Ms. Ferguson.
Yeah, that whole month, I have a vacation.
Oh, you're going for the entire month of
Yes, Judge.
Christmas? Okay, well, let's do this then, Norma. On this case, let's recall it for November 18th, see where we are. Is that good for you, counsel?
Yes, Judge. November
Right.
18th?
Yes. Norma, put this down for November 18th. No, it's a Monday.
Monday.
All right, so we'll have you back on November 18th. All right,
Thank you, Judge.
We're gonna put everybody in the back for.
Okay. All right, who's here on Ruiz, Ortillo Espinoza Ruiz? Juan Ramos? All right, Juan Ramos?
Yes, they took him back. We're waiting on a dismissal. There was a prosecutor who stepped out.
Okay, all right, as soon as the prosecutor's here, I'll sign it. Krista Molina? Yes.
Good afternoon, Judge. My client is here, which I don't know if you want to bring her
yes.
up. Okay.
One more.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Judge.
afternoon.
The state and I have discussed, we do have, an offer that's been presented. I haven't not had a chance to review it with my client, but we'll present it with my client and have a further discussion. We are asking the court to reset. I don't have access still to any of the documents or discovery because of an outstanding warrant issue. They've tried to have it resolved in
What
multiple ways.
outstanding warrant issue?
There is no outstanding warrant, but the warrant has not been cleared. And when a warrant is not cleared on Odyssey, I'm not able to see the files or access any discovery.
All right, are you able to give her discovery?
And yeah,
We offered to get for her to bring a USB drive and
Okay.
then I can burn everything down. That way she can be looking at it until that issue clears up.
Another
So
issue with Odyssey.
I'm not aware of a warrant from the state's side. I'm not aware of one that's active. But I told her we just get her the discovery in the meantime so that if that's hanging her up, that she'll be able to have access to everything.
All right, Norma,
regardless.
on this case, recall this for November 18th for discovery. It's Crystal Molina. All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Here's the reset form before you leave, please. Now, if I can have your contact email and address at the bottom. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, I'll take care of them. What page is Melina on? Okay. All right, and Deputy Laura, do you mind coming outside with me briefly so I can talk to the jurors to let them know what
they're gonna come back?
Yes.
Have another.
One Arambala?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Please be seated, everyone. All right, the plea that we're taking up, this is Arturo Compost. And my understanding, there are families from both sides that are here. Is that correct? Are they here yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so there's not to be any outbursts. There's not to be any screaming. There's not to be any yelling. We're not to have any of that. If we do, you're going to be asked to leave and you will not be able to return to give your testimony. Does everyone understand? Does everyone understand?
Your Honor, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
All right.
But yes, they understand.
The complaining witness speaks English. She does.
Okay.
She's a child.
But she speaks English and her school records show she speaks very well English. You're right. Well, then you can. Yes.
All right.
I've heard.
Court is calling 2023 CR 7. Or no problem. Court is calling 2023 CR 7550, State of Texas versus Arturo Compost Toledo. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Morning, Your Honor. Natasha Torres on behalf of Mr. Arturo Campos Toledo. Ready?
And are you Mr. Toledo?
See.
Yes.
All right. We have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
Sir, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
See.
Yes.
And counsel, do you speak Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you speak it fluently?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you able to communicate with your client in Spanish?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Campos, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication? With your attorney, did you understand it?
See.
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
See.
Yes.
Did you understand it?
See.
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Your Honor. The state is going to waive counts 1 and 2 and proceed only on count 3.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the court admonishments and waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See.
Yes.
All right, in count 3, you're charged with indecency with child by contact. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
See.
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
See.
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
See.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
See.
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
See.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
See.
Can you repeat that question?
Okay. Has anyone forced you to enter into this agreement?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
See.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
Counsel, have you discussed the impact of this plea on your client's immigration status?
Yes, Your Honor. And for the record, there was a letter prepared in this offense.
All right. Sir, do you understand that in entering this plea, if the court were to accept your plea agreement, you will be deported?
See.
Yes.
Knowing that, do you wish to continue with this plea?
See.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
See.
Yes.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 3. There's a $1,500 fine. There's to be compliance with Chapter 62 registration. And there's, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
See.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor. Actually, but none ruled on.
Okay.
I apologize, Your Honor.
No problem. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with the complainants, and you're to be supervised by the sex offender unit. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
See.
Yes.
Then to count 3, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
State any evidence?
Statement offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Without objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
See.
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
See.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
See.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments or review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Why should I follow this plea?
Your Honor, the state has the complainant to ensure whether this is what they would like to have happen in the case.
All right, because this really isn't a probation case.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
Your Honor, this is a case where the state and the defense have worked through various prosecutors. It's quite complicated, to be honest. I understand the court's position. However, through multiple discussions, originally probation was never even an option. But after multiple discussions, including in-person interviews, multiple just motions and discovery review, we have agreed and reached an agreement subject to the court's approval. I understand where the court is coming from, but I think that that's where the complaining witness, according to the state and her mother, who are present here in the courtroom today, is, you know, there's no excuses. And the problem is that this is a very large family. On the left side is my client's mother and basically his sister, and there are 7 other people. Everyone's been destroyed by this.
All right, so here's the thing. The court understands that he would be deported, but this isn't a probation case. Are you saying this is what the complainant wants, or is this what the complainant's mother wants?
Your Honor, since the complainant is a child, we do have to go through the mother. So we have spoken with the mother, and I can ask if she has spoken to the complainant about this as well, but as she has in our other meetings, I guess she has. Give me a moment.
Yes.
Yes. So the court's complainant wasn't aware of the offer, and that is what she wanted as well.
And it's my understanding there's going to be a victim impact statement, Your Honor. I understand the court's position, I really do, but Your Honor, this man is looking at being deported. He will never see his other 2 children unless they choose to find him.
I mean, I understand that we're saying he's going to be deported. He's going to be deported, and if he comes back and he's not arrested for anything, then he'll just be in the US.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Number 1 is he's going to have 10 years of probation for him not to return, including registration. Not just that, I represent people in federal court who cross over. Once he gets deported, he's going to be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. There's just simply no way he's going to become undetected. He knows what's going to happen. He cannot come back.
But I mean, many people come back and they're undetected until some new offense is committed or something happens and they're picked up.
But they do get picked up.
Yes.
Smaller.
But this is not a probation case.
We would just kindly respectfully ask the court, we've come to an agreement and we'd ask the court to consider. I understand exactly what the court's saying, but it seems like the complainant she'd be the one to testify and she's the one that wants this.
You want to call the mother as a witness as to why I should be accepting this plea? All right.
Your Honor, we would need additional or less from the.
Okay. All right, do we need another interpreter? All right, let's call down another interpreter. We'll take a short recess on this till we get another interpreter come down. Jim Wheat, do you have your document?
Thank you, Judge. He's not here, but he'll be just as happy when they send it back. Thank you.
Judge, who's the case for that from the jail?
Ramos, Juan Ramos.
Ramos.
Just to update the court, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
I know I stepped out of the court and you called Mr. Espinosa's case, but I'll wait my turn. Just want to let the court know that I am present.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Yes, sir.
And Deputy Laura, it's for Mr. Ramos to get his dismissal sheet.
It's just equipment that, that's all. Okay. I just told them they're gonna bring. Okay.
All right, Arturo Ruiz.
Mr. Ramos.
Mr. Ramos? The state has filed a motion to dismiss your case. They say they're unable to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Your attorney will give you a copy of your dismissal. All right, good luck to you. All right, Mr. Ruiz.
Can have whichever copy it is.
Good morning.
And this was a CTD case as well, Judge.
All right, so it says that John Sandhydrick wishes to substitute.
That's correct, Your Honor. That was filed, I believe, some time ago. Mr. Sandhydrick is substituting in on this case. Spoken with Mr. Ruiz as well, Delio Ruiz as well. And I'll leave that to him to confirm if he approves of that, Judge.
Do you have any objection to his substitution?
No.
All right.
And then we have a request for continuance filed by Mr. Sandhydrick. He is out ill today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if you recall it for the 14th, please. It's Ruiz.
Julia Espinosa. Or Luis Espinosa.
All right, thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see, what page is Ruiz on? All right, thank you. Jenna Lay Rodriguez. Yes.
We're still completing the competency evaluation.
All right. Do you know if she's been interviewed yet?
I think she has been, but the report hasn't been sent to me yet, Judge.
Okay. Let's see. All right, Norma, on Ruiz. If you can recall that, they say they've done the evaluation. We're just waiting on the report. Can you recall that for December 16th?
That judge?
It's Rodriguez.
Jenna Rodriguez.
Thank you, Judge.
Alrighty.
It's on the first page.
Oh, this is one from last fall.
Just 1 second.
I filed it, but probably been accepted. I don't know.
All right, what page is Rodriguez?
Think
Jenna
page
Rodriguez.
one.
Ah, thank you.
At the bottom of page 1, Judge.
Thank you.
Yes. And I got an answer on here from Davey for the outpatient, inpatient date. Okay.
All right, JD. Derkin Davey. We're back on the record. Nightmax 755-032 State versus Derkin Davey and counsel.
Yes, I did talk with the lifetime admissions for inpatient. He said that they can admit him at on 11/15, which is next Friday at 10 a.m.
All right, then what the court will order in this case. State, do you have any objections to allowing him to go inpatient treatment? All right, the court's gonna order inpatient treatment with lifetime recovery. And what time would that be, counsel?
At 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. on November 15th. So that's where you'll need to be. Do you understand? And are you still doing your sober support meetings?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna order that you continue with sober support meetings. And do not take this as an opportunity to just go out and drink. Whenever you feel the need to drink, you need to call up and go do a sober support meeting or talk to your sponsor. You understand? All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. May I have, may I have Arbia placed up there? And, John Michael Garza times 2.
Yes.
My neighbor watches. Our neighbor, yeah, she's obsessed with him. He's her #1 fan. Hey, whatever you find. Okay. Oh, you know what? One of them had a dismissal. Yeah. No. I'll get it in a minute. It's fine. Thank you. John Garza had 2 cases. I still need his file. Are you sure one? The family violence one.
Jesse Arriaga. Hello. Yes.
Your Honor, I believe both sites are ready. Defense is ready, subject to a subpoena. We are having to reissue on a therapist of interest in this case. We do believe that subpoena should be issued in the next day or two. We have a new address.
All right, so I'll have you all come back at 1:30.
Today, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Okie dokie.
Joseph Kruger.
So we can give an update to the board.
All right, let's have an update.
Yeah, so Your Honor, since last time we were here, there's a case that was sealed and unindicted. It's now been unsealed and indicted. The offer has changed from a rec to an opposed offer. I'm gonna ask for one setting. You can make it our plea deadline, Judge. We'll be ready to go by next time. I
Okay.
just want to review it.
How
with
much
them.
time are you asking for?
Regular reset, 3 to 4 weeks should be sufficient, Judge.
All right. It's not 3 to 4 weeks, but I can bring you back on the 21st.
That should work.
All right, Norm, if you recall Kruger on the 21st.
He's here, Judge.
All right, Mr. Kruger.
Sorry.
We're going to bring you back on November 21st. That's going to be your final plea deadline date. All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Very, very good.
Okay.
But I thought she was on.
She does. All right, Deputy Laura, can you let Lopez know her case is going to be reset? Her attorney is in jury trial. No, I haven't done that yet. Just give me a moment.
You accepting payments? I do please. Oh. Go back to Domingo. Yeah, I think to the office.
All right. All right, everyone, please be seated. So we're ready for her client, Deputy Laura.
You're right. Right.
All right, and Norma, what date do you want to call Lopez back? You want to call her back for next week? What date?
Can do that Thursday, the 14th.
Okay. Deputy Laura Lopez is going to come back on the 14th. If you let her know her client, her attorney's in jury trial. All right, we are back on the record in 2023 CR 7550 State versus Arturo Toledo. Could I have parties re-announce for the record for the state?
Natasha Torres on behalf of Mr. Toledo, Your Honor.
All right. All right, the court wanted a question answered as to why the court should follow this plea bargain agreement. And state there's something you wanted to state.
Yes, Your Honor. After speaking with the mother and complainant in this case, from the mother, she would like the court to accept this plea agreement because she does not want her daughter to go through this. Her daughter did have a panic attack upon entering the courtroom today, and it was not able to put her through that on the stand. Additionally, in speaking with the complainant does not want her daughter to go to jail.
All right. And just so the record is clear, the court did have a discussion with the defense and the state, both present at the same time. And the state and the defense did give the court more information as to why the court should accept this plea bargaining agreement. So, Mr. Toledo, while the court doesn't feel that you deserve this plea bargaining agreement based upon what both parties have informed the court of, I will go forward with the plea. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine, 10 years deferred adjudication, Chapter 62 registration. There's to be no re-entry into the United States. There's to be no contact with minors.
I apologize, including his other two children?
Yes. So no contact with minors, no contact with the complainants. $200 hours of community service restitution. There is no community service hours where they'll allow him to work based upon the nature of his offense. So the court will notate that for the record. He's to be supervised by the sex offender unit. There's to be regular reporting, regular random UAs. Probation, is there anything else I expect he is to be deported?
No, Judge.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
See.
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Is there anything else from either side?
Not for the dissent already.
All right, is there any victim impact?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you may proceed
What would you like to?
Yes.
If you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. This should be good, Mike. You want to?
Pues, quiero decir, no importa todo lo que me hiciste pasar, papá.
I just want to tell you, it doesn't matter everything you did to me, that, or everything I went through.
Siempre voy a querer lo mejor para ti.
Always what I want is the best for you.
Y hice esta decisión porque yo no quiero que vayas a la cárcel porque
I took this decision because I don't want you to go to jail.
sabes que yo quiero lo mejor para ti y que
You know what? I only want the best for you.
siempre te voy a querer y siempre voy a pensar en ti, siempre voy a saber que eres mi papá.
I'm always gonna love you. I'm always gonna think of you. And I'm always gonna know that you are my dad.
Y mis hermanitos también igual te quieren mucho.
My brother, little brother, they also love you very much.
Mi mamá siempre te va a querer igual.
My mom is always gonna love you the same.
Porque tú también eres una persona.
But you're also a person.
Tienes sentimientos. Sé que eres una persona dentro de ti.
I know that deep inside your heart you're a good person.
Y no importa lo que hiciste.
It doesn't matter what you did.
Siempre te voy a querer, papá. Siempre.
Always, I will always love you, Daddy.
Y siempre te espero orgulloso de ti. Y sé que nomás fue una mala decisión lo que hiciste.
I'm always gonna be very proud of you, and I know that this was only a bad decision that you made.
Quiero que te cuides mucho. Te quiero mucho, papá.
I want you to take care of yourself. I love you very much, Dad.
No, it's not like that. One more. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to die.
Sé que es difícil,
Really hard.
pero si mi hija te perdonó,
But my daughter forgave you.
yo desde el fondo de mi corazón te perdono.
I forgive you from the bottom of my heart.
Yo que he visto a mis hijos sufrir,
I've seen my children suffer.
escuchar a Dulce. Ella no quiere vivir.
To hear Dulce stating that she doesn't want to live anymore.
Oh, yeah, but. Is there anyone else who needs an interpreter? All right, is there anything you need me to sign? All right. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Who's here on SABS? SABBS? Well, it's because he's never reported.
I have no contact information for him.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and issue a judge's warrant. And
If he makes an appearance, I'll reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
I think the next one is mine also, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, she wants to do another.
Number, what page is Sob's on?
South is an all docket.
All right. And who do you have?
It's Osborne, Judge, is.
Yes.
Yes.
How much are you asking for?
I don't know.
All right, what is he charged with?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
All right, I'll set it at 1,000.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, who's here on Juan Arambala?
That's great.
And Maria, we'll have a suitable lunch break. All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 11471, State of Texas versus Juan Arambala. Can I have parties announced for the record?
And Jonathan Watkins for Mr. Arambula, Judge.
Christian Vega also for Mr. Romeo.
All right. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
Not in this case, ma'am.
All right. Sir, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding with the lesser included offense, Judge, indecent assault, a class A misdemeanor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
The state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency assault as a class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? You're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
We do believe so.
Do you believe he is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he is competent, Your Honor.
Mr. Arambala, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter a plea?
No, Judge.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency assault. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at, is this 1 day?
It would be a judgment satisfied that.
1 day in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, ma'am. And there is also a protective order.
All right. State is at the plea.
That is the
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing it, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
We filed motions, but there were none that were ruled upon, Judge.
All right, outside the agreement, the state is requesting that you have a lifetime protective order. And is that against the complainant?
That's correct.
Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Exhibit 1 with attachments.
We have no objection.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And have you spoken with the complainant?
We have judges spoke with the complainant this morning. She is aware of this plea. The defendant has also already signed the agreed protective order, which I will be turning into the civil side for process.
All right, the court will find you guilty as previously Kate stated. If there is no objection, the court will proceed with sentencing.
Yes, ma'am.
Court will sentence you to 1 day in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's to be a lifetime protective order against the, well, you agree to a lifetime protective order with the complainant.
Yes.
And does he have 1 year in the jail? I mean, sorry, 1 day in the Bexar County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the judgment is satisfied. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further. Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's your right. Thank you, Judge. Hey, Judge, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's today?
No, it's actually on the 2nd, but I celebrate the entire
Your
month.
birthday was on the 2nd?
Yes.
That's my
And
bar
where were you?
anniversary.
Oh, that is?
Yeah,
Then you should remember that.
I know. I think Kevin O'Connell, his birthday is on
Oh,
November
yes.
2nd as well. Yeah. Well, hey, I hope it's a great birthday month.
Oh, thank you. Number, what page is Arambala on?
Page 4.
All right, thank you. All right, who is here on Freddie Gallardo? Gallardo? Court is calling 2023 CR 10622, State of Texas versus Freddie Gallardo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Financial line for the state.
for the defense?
Ernest Toledo for Mr. Guajardo.
Yeah, you're mispronouncing it the way I did. And are you Mr. Gallardo?
How to go? Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say sir. I'm just gonna call you sir.
Think of guacamole. Judge.
Guacamole?
Guajardo is
Guajardo.
Yay.
Oh, yay. Okay, I just got it right that time. It's gonna go back to where it was. All right, counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding with the lesser included offense of assault and passive.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it, sign it in all the appropriate places? All right, did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency assault as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency assault. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you are waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be no contact with the complainant, and there's an agreed protective order for 10 years. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense as charged, the lesser included offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
No objection.
All right. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, we are asking you to follow the plea bargain, and we have signed paperwork for civil court for the 10-year protective order.
State, have you spoken with the complainant?
Yeah, Judge, you spoke with her on file.
All right, the court, as previously stated, is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a 10-year agreed protective order with the complainant. There's to be no unsupervised, well, there's to be no contact with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Defendant is not allowed to enter residence with minors with your employment unless there is some sort of letter that they are aware of what you've been charged with. You understand? There's to be field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And probation, he should be on the sex offender supervision. All right, and of course, there's no contact with the complainant. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, You do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Judge.
You're welcome. Willie Cunningham. And then I'm going to take up John Hayes, then we're going on recess. Who's here for Willie Cunningham?
That's myself, Judge.
All righty.
Or me, or I don't know what's proper.
All right, so we'll see y'all back at 1:30.
Well, okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Will we take up my not ready and request for continuance at that time?
Yes.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
John Hayes. Court is calling 2023 CR 3545, State of Texas versus John Thomas Hayes. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Nathaniel Navy for Mr. Hayes.
And are you Mr. Hayes?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hayes, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
All right, off the record. Counsel. Mr. Acevedo. Hi. Don't talk behind the court reporter. You all can move it towards that end. All right, thank you. We're back on the record. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand you're charged with a violation of bond protective order assault? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Sure.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, is there any application for deferred adjudication or no?
Yes, Your Honor, there is.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hayes, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, state is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be no contact with the complainant, anger management, and a MIC-MIOF evaluation. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, state offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
And state, have you spoken with the complainant?
We have it.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, off the record for a moment. It may be the same cause number.
Your Honor, if I may speak, Ashley Jones for the state. It is the same, it's the same case, just a different way of identifying.
All right, so we're gonna go back on the record. Defense, do you stipulate that in the indictment, the cause number listed as 6978805 is related or the same cause number as CM 105271, which is where the protective order was in place?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Do you wish to proceed with sentencing?
Judge, I think that we were going to have a PSI due to the MIC-MIOF evaluation and if there was any placement.
Well, what I can tell you is MIC-MIOF evaluation, you're looking at probably 8 weeks maybe. Ms. Abrams, how long would it take for a MIC evaluation?
The initial evaluation will be if there's further evaluations and once the services testing is accepted, it will take up to 8.
Just to have the evaluation? Okay. If you give me a moment to.
And then if they recommend Tacoma, then.
Right.
I mean, that's the Tacoma portion.
Okay. All right, that's 8 weeks.
Just so that I'm understanding correctly, between now and a sentencing date, if it was to be about a month later, we wouldn't have the result of a MIC-MIOF by then?
Potentially not.
Okay.
We would have to reset this for at least 8 weeks.
Okay. Could I have a moment to then just briefly, because I know this is the last case,
Okay,
discuss that
sure.
with my client? We'll get right back with the
All
court.
right.
on John Arsa, I still have him here because he has more than one case. One case is getting dismissed and the other case.
No, I do not. I just have Kadir.
Later, Judge.
Hello,
Hi.
where's Mr. Kadir?
Right there.
Come forward. All right, so the state has filed a motion to dismiss. They said that you paid restitution in full. So here's the thing. If everybody just follows the rules, unless it's some sort of civil disobedience, and as people say, good trouble, don't do it, because otherwise you're gonna end up here. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And thank you for addressing appropriately for court. You always do, though.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
All right, if you'll make sure that the state receives their copy as well.
No problem, Judge. I also had Zayden Ali on the trial docket. He was in a car accident last night. He woke up did not go to the
All
ER,
right, so,
but he is on his way there now.
all right, well, he'll need to be here unless he has ER paperwork.
I have paperwork, Judge.
All right, so I'll take that up at 1:30.
Okay.
We're on our lunch break.
All right.
I'm back at 1:30, don't worry about it. This one or the other one?
All right, we are back on the record. In 2023 CR 3545. And counsel, you say you wish to proceed with sentencing?
Yes.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I know that the plea agreement is from the state is they're recommending community supervision and they're silent as to whether it's deferred or not. Mr. Hayes has not been convicted of any felonies at this point. We would ask that you would consider deferred. The state's not asking to send him to prison, so if he is going to be granted that initial opportunity, we would ask you to give him deferred so that he has the opportunity to show the court that he can abide by your conditions, Judge. I think it is relevant that Mr. Hayes was found not competent to stand trial at the outset. He's been in custody for, I think, over 600 days at this point. He was treated and had some severe mental health concerns that needed to be addressed. He stated that he can go to Haven for Hope when he's out, and I would ask that some sort of mental health caseload and conditions be required so that he can continue to be in a stable place, whether that be with Center for Healthcare Services or through another provider judge. He says he also has his parents' place he can go to. We did have some possible self-defense arguments, but we decided that the evidence the state had was too much to overcome. So he does take full responsibility in this matter, Judge. He understands that his reaction in this situation was wrong. So he's not claiming that. And we just ask that you consider the deferred adjudication, give him this opportunity to prove himself to the court, allow him to be in a stable position in his life, continue with the treatment that has been effective to this point. I've spoken with Mr. Hayes on many, many occasions, and I believe that he is in a much better mental situation now. So whatever needs to be done just to continue that. If that is in place, I don't think that he will be back before you.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, a daughter,
What is her age?
2.
And is this child with the complainant?
Yes.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to grant your application for deferred. And the reason why I'm granting that is because I know the mental health issues. And also, if you were to come back before me, you're looking at the full range of punishment. You understand?
Sir.
The court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant, anger management, MIC evaluation in custody. There's to be no contact with minors, of course. Once he presents himself back to the court, if there is an issue where there is some sort of civil custody arrangement, I'll reconsider. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider with minors, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, partial GPS, waive fees, and that will be for employment. There is to be, just 1 moment. You know what, Ms. Abrams, also, let's do a referral to Lifetime. It's just based upon things that I'm seeing in a police report, and that may be a good place for him to stay. Do you have a case manager for your mental health?
Not exactly, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services as well. You're gonna need to make sure that you get a case manager so they can work with you with your medications. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, probation, is there anything else? No, I did not. Regular random UAs. No, I think the most important thing is the mental health part of it.
The lifetime recovery, that's after evaluation, right?
Yes.
Nothing else.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Yes.
Judge, I can apologize if you want any parenting classes.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, Ms. Abrams. So instead of community service hours, we'll just do parenting classes. That'll help you. And Child Protective Services isn't involved, is it?
I didn't call CPS on her.
All right. And then CPS compliance if appropriate. So if there's no CPS case, then there will be no CPS compliance. All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So Ms. Abrams and Norma, we're going to recall this for in December just to get a status on where he is with his evaluations.
Okay,
And so let's recall this for December 19th.
okay.
All right. If there's anything you need, just be sure to let the court know, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.